I believe that God has placed seasons in the parent-child relationship. I think there's a time when there's an open door, and I believe that there are times when the door is closed. I believe there are times you can hold that door open a little bit longer, just a little bit longer, but eventually it will close. There's a season for childbearing. You know that 9 months thing that we do. Then there's a time for child rearing, when you raise them, give them food, clothes, all that good stuff. Then you give them wings. Hopefully they will fly and you'll be rid of them. Yeah, that sounds a little coarse, Manny, but let me tell you, when you get to be my age, you really don't want your house just crowded all the time. But you'll understand eventually. If you're lucky, they'll fly away. Of course, they keep coming back. Like those pigeons that keep coming back all the time. They do come back. And it's nice to have them back when they do come. In the first season, there is training. Solomon said, "Train up a child in the way he should go. When he is old, he will not depart from it." You're not going to get 2 chances to do this. Amen. This is not a game. When you go to the circus and you get 2 chances and get 3 chances, you're not going to get 2 chances to do this. You get 1 chance to do this. The world is not the same as it was in my generation. No kidding. There are things that I didn't know until I grew up that little kids can tell you about right now. It's a different world. No kidding. It is a totally different world. There's a story in the Bible about Jesus, and he met a woman of Samaria. It's found in John chapter 4 and verse 3 and 4. If you put it up, we can probably read it. When the Lord learned of this, he left Judea and went back once more to Galilee. Now he had to go through Samaria. Geographically, he didn't have to. What the Bible is saying there was a particular need at that point in time, at that particular season, that he had to meet in Samaria. His disciples came back and they said, he's talking to this woman. Then they changed the subject. They said, okay, we bought the food, let's eat. And Jesus, it is as if he was oblivious to what they were saying. He was paying attention to a particular season. That season of meeting the need of a woman who needed Christ. That was the season for him right there and then. And so while they were talking about food, he turned away and said, "I have meat to eat that ye know not of." And then as if talking to himself, as if changing the subject, he said, "Say not ye there are yet 4 months, and then comes harvest? Behold, I say unto you, lift up your eyes." Does that have anything to do with what just happened? "And look on the field, for they are white already to harvest." He said, hey guys, let's pay attention to this season. Let's pay attention to this season. The illustration he used was about cotton, and I know a little bit about cotton because where I am from, cotton, well, I don't know about now, but back then it was a big thing, and my father had a whole field of cotton. And when you have 12 kids, you don't need to hire anybody to help you pick cotton. And we learned how to pick cotton. Some of you don't even know what it looks like on a tree, but I know what it looks like. You have that cotton in the bud, and you pull it out, and then you stuff it in the little bag they have, and then, hopefully you get a break, which we didn't usually get. Let me tell you something about cotton. If cotton stays too long, on the pod, something happens to it. It becomes windblown. It gets light. And with every passing day, it loses value. The world is reaping earlier and earlier. The church and the parents of the church need to take the hint. We need to start earlier. Let's take advantage of our window of opportunity with our children. Turn to the person next to you and say, neighbor, we need to start early. The gangs are recruiting the kids earlier and earlier. The people who lobby for the rights of a woman to choose, whatever that means, they are starting earlier and earlier. They're going after the junior high kids because they say those are the kids that are most embarrassed when they're pregnant. Let's go after them. They got it. They got it right. The gays are going after them younger and younger. If they can screw up your kids early, they don't have to worry about you. Right now, there are different votes you hear about. States are voting in favor of gay marriage, But in almost every case, I think there's one state that hasn't voted in favor of it. I'm not going to say which state it is because I can't be sure. But over and over and over, we have that vote coming up about gay marriage, and the states don't want it. They don't want it. I think the gays are figuring out right now that it's not going to happen with this generation. We're too set in our ways. We may say, well, I can't tell you what to do. If you want to be gay, that's your business. But we are not ready to accept it. Even unsaid people. We're not, even though they say the politically correct thing, these people have a right to do it, they really don't want it. However, if they can get Manny and KJ and these little people in the school system and say, well, we have to respect everybody. And then they begin to tell your child about the gay lifestyle, and that's what they want to do in the schools. They want to do that. They want to tell your child that. You don't have the right to tell them not to tell your child that. They want to get the generation coming up. They got it. Start early. They got it. They figured it out. Start early. This sermon is going to be very short. Heard that before? While all this is happening and the world around us is doing everything earlier and earlier, we're waiting for the right time to lead our kids to Christ. We're waiting for the right time. I don't know when that is. But when you find out, let me know. Actually, don't tell me. I already had my kids. Jesus said, lift up your eyes. Look on the field. Look in your house. Look in your house, Brother Marlon. They are right